Hello there, boys and girls. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Sir Alex Ferguson Save. A week's full of videos for you this week. Before we get into today's episode, transfers to come. As always, if you are enjoying the series, hit that like button. Follow it up with the subscribe button if you are new around here and you're enjoying what you see. And then follow it up with ticking that little bell icon, the most important button on that thing down there. It shows me and YouTube that you are watching this series and this channel, so thank you very much for all the support out there recently. Now let's dive in. As I said, transfers incoming. We've also got the news of the schedule, so we'll have a look of who we're going to be playing in the opening weeks of the season, and we're going to get into a game today as well. Watford, as you can see, away from home, opening game of season 7 this season, and we've already played a few games, or we played pre-season and the Charity Shield, and or Community Shield, should I say. I'm showing my age there, we're calling it the Charity Shield. Plus we've got transfers to do as well. We're going to show you the schedule first. And as you can see, pre-season went pretty well, other than the 0-0 draw against Schalke. 4-1 win at home to Borussia Dortmund as well. Really good to see the boys winning there. And we did win the Community Shield. 4-1 winners, Teixeira, Fetiarp and Adolfo all scoring the goals, with really good young regen here from Everton, Jack Woolley, and yeah, could be someone we possibly go for in the near future if likes of Fetiarp or Adolfo do get moved on. Watford opening game of the season, and then Swansea, Burnley, Chelsea and United opening 4 or 5 games of the year, and then we go back into the Champions League. Arsenal at the end of September. Then we don't really play a big team until the end of November. We go to City, hopefully get some retribution of that Champions League loss. We then play Tottenham and Liverpool in the month of December, and then again it's just a kind of rinse and repeat in the league standings, and then we play Liverpool, final game of the season. Now running really tough. City, Spurs and Liverpool in the final 6 games of the season, and yeah, if we're in the Champions League still, and also potentially the FA Cup, could get a little bit sticky for us as well. And towards the end of January we play Chelsea and United. So tough games to start, tough games to finish, and the middle of the season seems pretty comfortable for us. So that is how we're getting on. A piece of silverware under our belts already. But enough talking, let's get into the transfers. We haven't been that busy in-wise. Out-wise though, a lot of players have left. As you can see at the top of your screens, 3 big players leaving the club. Christoph Ayer went to Arsenal for £53 million. Came to me towards the end of last season, said he wasn't playing enough, and as you can see, didn't really play that much with the last 2 seasons. Porcone's come in and been absolutely brilliant for us. He was a good, solid squad player, but we had youth players coming through the under-23s, and I've brought one of those up, and you'll see him in just a couple of seconds. But Christoph Ayer gone over to Arsenal for £53 million, and yeah, a good servant for us, but again needed cash in to bring some of that youth through. David Neres, another one out for £35 million. He's gone to West Brom. Again, his experience was fantastic, but he was just diminishing in the way of his ability and stuff like that. So again, I've brought in a young player that we brought in from Fulham, which we'll show you in just a second. And yeah, David Neres away at West Brom for £35 million. And then Dennis Zakaria has gone to Southampton for £33 million. And I've brought in an absolute blinding signing from Spurs, weakening an opponent with that signing as well. But Dennis Zakaria no longer on the books. Also, as you can see here, a couple of free transfers have gone out, and then the likes of Stephen Owens, Zach Harvey. Bevis is one of those youngsters who's going to be absolutely phenomenal. I think he's gone to Derby. He's playing championship football this season. And Paul Hunt, he's gone to Barnsley this year to get some more game time under his belt and hopefully come back next season a better player. 123 million brought in. We also had about 80 million to spend as well. So we had loads of money. We've still got loads of money left, but not really done too much with it. The first signing we made was Will Perry. Been scouting this boy for a while. We brought him in from Fulham for a fee of £27.5 million. He had a good season last year, 40 games in the Championship, and I think he's just going to get better and better. Really good physicals, as you can see here, 16 acceleration, 16 pace, good agility, good balance, really good attributes there. Good mentally for only someone who's only 20 years old. And then the technicals need a little bit of work, crossing, dribbling, first touch, passing. But again, he's only 20 years old, going to get lots of game time this year with all the competitions that we're in. 2.5-star current ability and 4.5-star potential ability if you kind of read into those what you will. But yeah, Will Perry, first signing in the books, and also he's English. We need a little bit more homegrown talent as well. And this is probably one of my best signings this whole entire FM cycle. Andreas Lauritsen from Spurs, £60 million midfield maestro, and he is phenomenal. Just look at his attributes, absolutely brilliant. Great physically, really good mentally, and he's got all the technical abilities that you need as either a deep line playmaker or a box-to-box midfielder. Can play both those roles really, really well. What I am really annoyed at is actually Spurs picked him up on a free transfer last season. I made a £60 million profit on him. So, yeah, really good business from Spurs. But I'm a little bit annoyed that that one slipped through our net, and Spurs really reaping the rewards on that. He had a good season last year for Spurs. 26 appearances, 4 goals, 2 assists, 2 player matches, and a 7.08. But, yeah, so a really good season, and earmarked him early on in the transfer window, and yeah, he is now a Newcastle player. That is literally all the business done and dusted. Only needed to bring 2 players in. As I said, we brought some players up into the first team from the youth squad. First one up is Mark Whittaker. He's going to get a bit of game time today. You will see him because both our left backs are on international duty. It is Olympic year, so they're away with both Brazil and Germany respectively. So Mark Whittaker coming up from the youth squad, and he'll get his chance, and been really good for us in pre-season actually. 7.0 in the Community Shield, and pre-season wise 7.26. Really good ratings for Mark Whittaker. And then the other one that we bought through was Bojan Grabalevich, and he's a no-nonsense central defender, as you can see here, in all the areas that you want him to. Great physically for someone that's 20 years old. Really good mentals in that central defender role on defend, and then good heading, good marking, good tackling. 5'11", a little bit shorter than what I like in the centre-back positions, but all in all, a really, really good prospect for us as well. Centre-back seems to be the area that we've got loads of cover in. If you have a look at the under-23s, loads of cover in the centre-back areas, and lots of these boys out on loan to get that first-team football. Another player that will be in and around the first team this season is Damien Roger, a Frenchman that we picked up a couple of seasons back for 1.6 million. Turned out to be a wonder kid. We didn't pick him up as a wonder kid. He's just grown really, really well. 2-star current, 3.5-star potential, but again, can play on that left-hand side, can play up front, and again, when we need him, he will be called upon as well. So how do you think we have done in this transfer window? Leave me your comments in the comment section down below. Get involved, and yeah, just let me know how you think we've done. I say Lauritsen in, as well as Will Perry. Good youth prospects coming through from other teams, but yeah, looking like we're building a squad this season to go again and challenge for the major titles. And then before we get into today's game, as you can see, United already played on Friday Night Football, beat Everton 3-2 for that one. This is going to be the season preview. We are looking to be in the top 4 again, second only to City. We've got no players in the Dream 11, but the bookies really do like us into second. City top, 5-2 favourites. Liverpool below us at 7-2. United rounding off that top 4 at 4-1, and then Chelsea and Spurs and Arsenal 5th, 6th and 7th. No real surprises there, to be fair. All 3 promoted teams, Stoke, Fulham and Burnley, looking like they're going to be going straight down again. Right, that is a lot of talking from me. Let's get into some game time today. One game coming up for you, Watford, who are looking to finish around about the 14th mark according to the bookies. This is going to be the lineup. So the lineup looks like this. Rakitic in goal, Van Zanten, Pocconi, Zagadou and Whittaker are the back line. We've got Maya and Teixeira in the middle of midfield, Embolo on the right, Keane on that left-hand side with Teresiano in behind, Betty Arp on the bench, Bastoni, Lauritsen, Cook, Perry, Madison, Marin and Adolfo. Absolutely stacked in on the bench at the minute. Have to leave the likes of Bob Bridges, Dodo and Gabrielevich on the bench. Let's get into this one though. Watford away from home, first day of the season, tough one to go to. Let's go to Vicarage Road. First highlight of the game, Dalberg getting the game underway, finds Bowser and up to the front there, but we do get it away, but they get it back. Bowser out to Delafeu, and he's coming in on that left-hand side. Lozano's there. Lozano scores, coming in to Watford, I think from Spurs in game, and he's opened the scoring here. Hervin Lozano, Bowser gets that ball out to Gerard Delafeu, who then drives in from that right-hand side. Lovely ball to the back post. Van Danten, ball watching really. Lozano, absolutely clinical at that back post. 1-0 Watford. Delafeu into Lozano on the edge, but Teresiano does really well and closes that ball down. Now we break 4-on-2 here as we're driving forward, trying to find that through ball to Fetiar. Embolo picks up a loose pass. Moise Keane's there. Moise Keane scores, one apiece after the half-hour mark. And Brilliant Bolo with a lovely assist. Tried to get that through ball here from Teresiano into Fetiar. It's a good block by Marcos Alonso. Embolo beating him into the punch there. Goes for goal. Great save by Dalberg, but comes out to Moise Keane. One apiece. Half-time whistle goes. Not really in control of this game at all. Just going to get a little bit assertive with the boys and say far from pleased what I've seen out there. Fetiar on a 6.4. He probably needs to come off. Whittaker's not having the best of games, but we will persevere with him. He's our only kind of fully licensed left back, really, to be fair. Fair again, corner, back post, Decore's there, Van Zanten off the line, and we're living dangerously in this one. Watford had a really good couple of chances. Maya on the edge, he's been good in pre-season, goes for goal, Arp's there to put it in, but he's going to be called for offside. Lino hasn't moved, and still staying at one apiece. Arnie Maya with a ferocious shot there, but Fetiar in an offside position. Whittaker throwing the ball into Moise Keane. Everything good coming through Keane and Teixeira today. After the hour mark, just after Keane. Back post, Embolo's there. Embolo scores. It's a carbon copy of the first goal, but roles reversed. Brilliant Bolo set Moise Keane up for our first goal, and Keane just repaying that favour. Teixeira back to Moise Keane, and it's a lovely ball to the back post, and Embolo getting above Marcos Alonso, and it's 2-1 to Newcastle now. Since we went 2-1 up, it's all Newcastle in this one. Moise Keane again coming in off that left-hand side, driving into the penalty box, but the shot straight at Dalberg. 10 minutes to go now, as you can see from the stats. Absolute dominant here from Newcastle. Tricky place to go is Vicarage Road, especially on the opening day of the season. Final 2 minutes now. Good header won by Van Zanten. Will Perry on for Embolo on this right-hand side. Good switch out to Moise Keane. Cuts inside, taking on 2 or 3 men. Lovely run from Moise Keane, and his shot just wide of that post. And we're into the final few seconds now. Bakayoko brought in from Chelsea. Marcos Alonso on that left-hand side. A little bit of time and space, but it has to go backwards. Lozano, lovely reverse pass to Marcos Alonso, but Will Perry doing his defensive duties there and snuffing out what would be a really good chance for Watford. Final 10 seconds now. Lozano into Adama Traore, and he was free as a bird in the middle of the 18-yard box there, but not to be. We keep it out, and it's looking like we're going to win 2-1 on the opening day of the season, which is not too bad. We had our scares against Watford here, and it looks like we're coming through them really, really well. Todorovic throws that ball in, and there is the full-time whistle. Come through that one relatively well. As I said, at the start of the season, you just want to get wins on the board. It's not exactly how you play and how you get those points. It's just getting them on the board. Hervin Lozano with the player of the match. He was fantastic for Watford, coming in from Spurs this season. 8.3 for him. But Moise Keane equally good for us. A goal and assist on the opening day of the season, with Brilliant Bolo equally good as well. So that is it for today's episode. We are going to be back around the Chelsea United Champions League group stage draw stuff. So that's when we'll be back tomorrow. We'll see how the season starts to pan out and to see exactly where we'll come back, whether it be Chelsea, Arsenal, or Chelsea United, or United and then the Champions League. But yeah, that is it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed it, as I said at the start of the episode, hit that like button. If you are new around here or you've just not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. We hit over 1,000 subscribers over the weekend, so thank you very much for all your support while you're down there as well. Most important button down there, hit that bell icon so you're notified every time a video goes live. And until tomorrow, when we bring you 2 of the games, whether it be Chelsea United, and the Champions League stage, I'll see you soon.